problems and issues and complications. Welcome to a condo update. If a Filipino would go into a hardware store in Austria,
it would be like a Filipino mall.
He would react like a foreigner going to a Filipino mall. It's 150,000 pesos to pay to our apartment. What is up, guys? Welcome to another condo update vlog with complications and troubles and shocking realizations. Nelly and I just recently found out something about the Philippines that will have quite the impact on our plans for the condo. Nelly, would you like to share what the issue is?
The issue is that we kind of underestimated the costs of renovation. I thought, labor is quite inexpensive here. And we wanted to have the condo painted, but to paint the condo turned out to be somewhere between 120 and 160k.
Yeah,
which
so
is
we got
more than in Austria.
We got two quotations for like 150,000 pesos.
Yeah, so right now we came to Welcome Depot to just see what they have. Maybe even consider painting the condo by ourselves, because we did it several times in Austria and in Miami.
And it seems that one of the main issues is the actual paint. So supposedly the paint doesn't cover as good as paint does that you get in the US or in Austria, and that means you need to put on several coats and you need to do sanding beforehand. These are all things, all issues that we don't have with the paint that we get in Austria. So we're here at Welcome Depot to see what kind of paint that we can get, and also to see what options we have when it comes to flooring. So yeah, let's try and figure that out. So what we found is, it seems to be the case in the Philippines that instead of there being a lot of wood floors, there are a lot of tiles that look like wood, which is something I've never seen before in Europe. It's the first time I'm seeing this, honestly. And it's kind of cool, because I think probably in the Philippines, I think somebody once told us that termites can be a problem. So if you want a wooden floor, but you don't want to have problems with termites, you just get the wood tiles, or the tiles that look like wood. Is that right? Am I getting this right? Isn't the problem, the more you think about it, the more things you feel like you need to change?
Yes, I know, right?
When in actual fact, you don't really need to change anything. Oh, look at these. These are nice and thin. That's cool.
This is a new phase, game change, flying by in real time, catching a deep wave.
Okay, I actually talked to a friend of mine, and she does condo renovations as well, and she said that we should actually look out for American paint, so we can actually avoid the sanding part, and the color will stay on better. But we'll have to figure out where the American colors are. The imported colors. The imported paint.
So a complete different warehouse. No, not warehouse. How do you call it? Hardware store. A completely different hardware store experience than we are used to having it from Austria.
Yeah.
The hardware stores, it's more like in the US versus in Austria. So in Austria, hardware stores are crazy. They are really insane. It's like hardware. If a Filipino would go into a hardware store in Austria,
it would be like a Filipino mall.
He would react like a foreigner going to a Filipino mall. Yeah. Hardware stores. You go to a hardware store and you say, hey, there's a little screw that they used on the Mars rover, but the first one from 30 years ago, and it screws in a very specific direction. The guy will be like, yeah, we got it right here. Yeah. How many would you need of that? And like the colors, every color of paint on the rainbow, because they mix the colors in the store.
Yeah.
So they have these areas where they mix everything. So you go and say, I want amber teal gray 5, which was used in the Queen's bathroom, and he's like, yep, it's this one here, and they mix it and they make it for you. We have to have different expectations, because in Austria labor is super expensive. So when you have to fix something at home or build something or paint something, you usually do it by yourself. You don't
Yep.
have a company come and do it.
We
And-
are a do-it-yourself nation.
Yeah, because if you have a painter coming to paint your house, he probably earns more money than you do as a manager in a company, and that's the reality of it. So we have to still figure out where to get like high quality paint, and if it even makes sense to paint ourselves. Are we not getting into more
Complications
by
Because
trying to do it
didn't-
ourselves?
I didn't even see the painting machine that we used to have in Austria, so it's just a rolling
Yeah,
thingies.
exactly. In a vlog, you can see it shortly in a vlog from like 2015. I spray painted our office. I bought a machine that's literally a spray painter, and I painted an 80 square meter office in half a day by myself with covering things up. So that would be the ideal thing, but I think the paint is also just different, and it might be less expensive to have somebody come, paint, clean everything, move out again.
Yeah.
But so far, it doesn't look like it, because so far, it's 150,000 pesos to paint our apartment.
Well,
let us know in the comments down below. Are those like normal prices, or did we...
Well, I know that it could also have something to do with the pandemic, but more about that later on. Now we're going to Arabica to get some coffee.
Ran out of coffee beans.
New face, game change. Flying by in real time, catching a deep wave at the right pace. Seeing with bright eyes.
Okay, so we are back at home and asked a few friends how much they paid for their painting job, and it seems like that things have changed due to the current pandemic. So a friend of mine said it depends what they have included in there, so maybe you can ask for a concrete breakdown, but also a few points. The walls definitely need to be sanded for prep depending on the paint being used. Unfortunately, most local paints are affordable but needs prepping, unlike let's say paints made in the US that don't need to be prepped and can be applied immediately by pretty much anyone. And I'll show you in a second on the video of the tour. So as you can see, it has like this yellowish color inside. So we want that to be painted in white, and then these brown things there. So there's a lot of painting to do, but we definitely want to have it done. And it seems like there's like this glossy color, so the paint wouldn't stick to it, so it needs to be sanded, and that adds to the costs. I also got the info that the cost most likely is due to high labor costs and how many people are working on it, and if the costs include COVID-related costs, meaning swab tests for all employees who have to enter the building, and then of course the building can also have special requirements that will delay the work. So I think the company that sent us the offer or the companies that sent us the offers specifically already calculated the worst case scenario. And even she said, condos have strict policies on construction, and maybe they took that into consideration. For example, in any condo, workers aren't allowed to be left alone unsupervised, and they're not allowed to go in and out of the premises as they please. It's possible that apart from the painters, the cost might include a supervisor. So that might be something that was considered in the price as well. I will follow up and see and ask for the total cost breakdown. But yeah, I was pretty much shocked that it adds up that much, because it's more expensive than in Austria. And even my friend said they had to add 35,000 pesos per month for just COVID-related costs, which is insane. So yeah, we're still considering if we should repaint it, but if it needs to be sanded, which is most likely the case, we would definitely want somebody to have it painted. So another friend of mine also said I should actually try to ask for prices at Gavin. It's an app that is absolutely amazing. You can literally book everything that you need for your home, any construction work or cleaning or maintenance, everything is on there, and you just submit a request and you will get a few offers of different companies which have a rating as well on their page, so you can actually look up what they did and how they got rated. So then you can decide if that's something that you would like to do. So I'm going to put in a request and see what comes out, but we'll definitely keep you posted on that. And although there are a few complications or just things that we didn't expect, I think it's going to be so worth it to just have this all painted in white, so the whole furniture and the condo looks a little bit more bright and goes really well with the rest of the interior. And honestly, I have no idea why anybody would choose, why developers choose that actual paint. It's really, I don't know. it's really hard to combine anything with that. So with that being said, thanks for watching, guys. If you have any recommendations for painters, please feel free to reach out to us. We have a few recommendations from friends already, so I'm just going to compare the offers and decide once we have a move-in date. Move-in date is in April. We don't have a specific date yet, but we're very, very much looking forward to it. And I'm already thinking of all the work that needs to be done when we leave this one. Oh my God. In any case, thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Remember to stay awesome, be positive, and make it happen. Bye bye.
I'm not